If you really want to risk it, go ahead and type in your name.
Don't tell me what to do, Cluefinders. Third grade adventures. So, we had to delay this because of a glitch last time where a puzzle was unsolvable because... Okay, so apparently the puzzle was supposed to begin with particular plates at the beginning and end of the path, but it didn't? And I don't know why.
Risk it. Go ahead and type in your name.
So I couldn't actually complete the puzzle. So all I did was I restarted the game from the beginning, worked my way back to it, and the puzzle was fine. So I completed that puzzle.
Look at those pits.
Should we start work? Or do we still need some more snagnets?
We will see. So the one we got stuck on was this blue one. We have one more to go. And what do we find when we go over there?
I will give you bridgestones, like this one. One stone at a time. Now, take heed. Notice that each bridgestone has 2 words. Each bridge has a different rule for how to use those words. The rule for this bridge is, place the bridgestone so that whenever 2 words touch, the 2 words are both words that can be used as nouns or both words that can be used as pronouns.
A noun is a word that names a person, place, or thing.
Like girl.
Or city.
Or robot.
And a pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun.
Like he.
Or her.
Or it.
Start by picking up a bridgestone and placing it on the light bridge. Begin. When a bridgestone has a blank, you may place that blank next to any word.
Alright, you got all that? It's nouns and pronouns time, and occasionally blanks. But something that's more important is let's look at the other side of this.
Make sure you place the bridgestones correctly, one next to the other, or else they'll fall down into the pit.
Old man, we've done this multiple times now. This is not new to us. The uncle, the kidnapped uncle, is on the other side of this. Now, in the previous puzzles, on the other side of these cliffs were the animals that the pilot have been rounding up. And apparently, I believe that the idea was that the pilot was gathering the animals, skinning them, and selling the pelts to be used for clothes. And this is where he put the uncle. I can only assume he intends to skin the uncle as well for the most forbidden pelt. Looks like we've gotten to the uncle just in time before the pilot came back for him. So hopefully, we can get this done and no one has to die.
This game can get very complicated, but Owen and I have lots of hints. So keep clicking on the red radio if you want more ideas for how to play.
Have you even, stood up off your asses this entire adventure? You're back at base camp, sitting down, feet up, just waiting for us to call you on the radio because I don't know the difference between a noun and a pronoun. Man, did they draw lots or flip a coin to decide who was going to go on the adventure and who was going to stay? Also, why didn't all of them go? I don't see a reason why we can't have all 4 of them here. Nonsense. Anyway, them sand, apple book. Fortunately, this one, we are starting with plates at the beginning and end, which is how it's supposed to go. Okay, we have he and blank. It's vertical. Blank can be placed by anything. It's a free space, so I won't use it right away. Now we have plant and she. And father and doll. All right.
Good.
Okay. Yep.
If you can't decide what to do with the bridgestone, either place it on the tray below me or store it in an empty space on my bridge.
How many times have we done this by now? We know how it works. So here's... Let's see. Well, I could use the blank space. Don't know if that's
Well done. Now, if you cannot read a word, take my scepter and place it over the word. Then I will read the word to you. Remember, place the bridgestones on my bridge so he...
So that's how you pronounce that. It's true. He has nothing to say about that. Alright, so how about we put chicken... Yeah, chicken... Nope, I didn't...
Wow!
I've done that a few times
Bridges across all
during this playthrough, where there's this, like, one spot.
ready to spring.
Which way, Josie?
Whichever way takes us to the snagnets we need.
There's this one spot you can click on to go back, and I keep hitting it. I think it's right next to, like, the statue up here.
Let's get back to work.
Let's get back to work.
We'd better...
Work is what we are doing. That is what we are getting back to. Them and Hill.
When a bridgestone has a blank, you may place that blank next to any word.
So I've heard.
We're out of snagnets.
Oh no, no snagnets!
Any more snagnets in the rocks?
No, we're gonna have to go get some
The
snagnets.
map of Numeria.
We need the gold snagnets.
You're back. If you can place my eyes in their proper order, snagnets will be yours.
I need to know how peanuts grow. We saw this one already. We saw the birth of peanuts.
You have done well, little adventurers.
There can be others
Observe the vision.
than the peanuts.
Here are your snagnets.
Thanks for this.
You can rebuild the Mathra trap and save your uncle too. By building...
I understand.
Move a bridgestone into
Alright, I need to get my pack out. Right, so the goal after saving the uncle is to build the Mathra trap to catch Mathra.
What's the rule for
Even though it seems like we're establishing that Mathra is a sham, a fraud,
bridge...
it seems like that's what we're getting at here. Alright, so they does not fit here because I have Hill next to this. So let's see. We could put... Let's see.
You may place bridgestones only in the tray or in empty spaces on the bridge.
Thank you very much. We could put...
Wow. The last bridge is built.
Whoa!
Kids!
Uncle Horace!
What's that?
The bridge is transforming itself.
It's becoming invisible.
Look out!
It's Mathra.
It's Linman.
Oh, it's time. It's go time.
I'll give those kids something to be really scared of. Uh-oh.
What? Oh, the invisible bridge. Why'd he fly that low?
Is this pit really bottomless, Uncle Horace?
You know, I don't know.
He could be falling forever.
Did really well.
And that's that.
Adventure we had. I'm certainly going to miss you all.
Oh, no, you're not. Kids, as a reward for saving the rainforest, I'm giving Laptrap to you!
Is that necessary?
What?
Great!
Super.
That means you can come with us on our next adventures.
Of course.
Oh my, you mean more excitement?
Oh,
yes.
More danger?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
More monsters?
Oh, yes.
Hey, he fainted.
He's a computer. Maybe he crashed.
So what do we do? Splash him with cold water? Call technical support?
Where's the reset button?
Is that it? Okay, so Oh no, he's alive. He survived. Is he gonna vow revenge?
I'll get those kids yet.
He sure is.
Heard the last of Fletcher Q. Lindman.
Is he a recurring villain? As they... Oh, there is a real Mathra. Did we wake it up? Well, I mean, this doesn't seem good. The end? Question mark. Well, that doesn't seem great. It appears that we did wake... There was a real Mathra, and we woke it up, and we left without realizing it. I feel like this is not going to be good for the local environment. The fake Mathra was defeated, but the real one's now awake. So, is that pilot? Is he going to be a recurring villain throughout the series?
Till he rose from the lost city hungrily.
Also, that puzzle that we got the glitch on, that really was the second to last puzzle. We were right at the end.
Flying from the sky. Do you believe you'll catch that boomer addict?
I thought there would be something else. Because they were talking about how we had to form the Mathra trap. I guess the Mathra trap was just turning the bridge invisible. So the plane would fly into it and crash.
Jungle animals left mother's cubs to weep. So the Numerians took action and set out.
You know, I feel like the Cluefinders are not really giving enough thought to the idea that Laptrap seems to be a sentient being, but at the same time we're acknowledging that he's our possession. I feel like there are some ethical discussions to be had about that we are not addressing.
Flying from the sky.
Because if we don't address Laptrap's needs for independence, he could Detroit become human on us.
Long ago there lived
he could smash through his red wall. And then what's gonna happen?
Terrorized the jungle, allowed Numeria no sleep. He attacked the jungle animals, left mother's cubs to weep. So the Numerians took action and set out to trap the creed. Do you believe in monsters?
This is going on for a bit. I mean, I think that we did hear the Do You Believe in Monsters song before.
Do you believe that we were sitting?
I think this was earlier in the game.
Rose from the lost city hungrily. Do you believe?
Use the keyboard to sign in at your own risk.
All right. Well, I guess that's it. We had like one more puzzle to solve, and that was it. And then we got the raging climax where we got the emotional reconnection between that lead girl and her uncle. And then the pilot came in to kill us with his fake Mathra plane, but then crashed it into the invisible bridge.
Want to risk it? Go ahead and type in your name.
And then we were given ownership of Laptrap, who I guess is going to be a recurring character in future grades. And the pilot is still alive, and so is real Mathra. Man, I can't believe the Cluefinders were able to get through this without dying horribly. But they did. They did it. You know, it's good to get closure on these things.
If you really want to risk it, go ahead and type in your name.
I'm glad I played through the whole thing again to get to that point. Otherwise, I would never know how this whole thing ends. You know, something that people have mentioned as I play this is that the version they remember had different voices, and that's because this is, I guess, the UK version, whereas the US version had different voice actors, and that's funny to think about. Like, it's both English language, but you could play this game with completely different voices. I mean, obviously to me,
type in your name.
Obviously to me, these are the canonical voices. Any other voice actors would be fakes. Well, I'm glad that we were able to get the uncle back, but like I said, I feel like we did more damage than we fixed anything, like, because we woke up Mathra. What is he gonna do? to those
Go ahead and
to the inhabitants of the jungle, to those monkeys, to those lizards and flowers, and all those plants, that plant life, the beings that live in the goo. What is Mathra going to do to them? It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. But that's their problem. We came in, caused some problems, and then left, and we can leave the natives to deal with the things we stirred up without having...
If you really want to risk it, go ahead and type in your name.
Without having to deal with it ourselves. And I wonder if all of the Cluefinders adventures end in that kind of way. I don't know. This is the only one I've played. But that is our educational journey into the forests of Numeria, I think is what they called it. Also, why was the dragon called Mathra? Like, we didn't do any like math-based puzzles to defeat it. I don't know. I feel like this didn't have the emotional closure I was looking for from Cluefinders' third-grade adventures. Maybe they got it better. Maybe they did it better in the future installments.
If you really want to risk it, go ahead and type in your name.